we're going to talk about our healing today in the rainbow dimension. And this was a super interesting healing. It was giving very much ADHD. Okay. It was just all over the place. But you know, sometimes that's what we need. So when I went into everybody's energy field, I said, okay, we're all going to be heading to the rainbow dimension today. I mean, somebody's inner child, and a lot of people's inner children came up today, but somebody's inner child said, oh, can we play Roller Coaster Ride? It is a song from Lilo and Stitch. I highly recommend going to listen to that. It's super fun and whimsical and just brings me a lot of joy. So I'm going to listen to it actually after I finish making this video here. But I'll also share it up above or in the comments. I said, does everybody have their rainbow energy collectors? You know, because we all have our necklace pendants to encapsulate all of the energies throughout these 30 days. And so they said yes, and they opened them up. And I said, okay, I want everybody to take a second to close your eyes, and you can even do it with me now, but close your eyes, and we're going to think of a memory that makes us so incredibly happy. It can be as of recent or, you know, way back in the past, and everybody's pulling it up. And I said, okay, we're going to take a deep breath and breathe all that good energy in. So they really enjoyed that. And then I asked them if they wanted to share their most favorite things, like, in the world. And I don't know why some of the kids were, like, nervous about that. I guess because it's kind of, like, not necessarily intimate, but it's very, like, close to your soul, right? And so one of the kids said, chocolate. And I said, oh, yeah, chocolate's really great. And as soon as one of the kids said that, they all kind of started telling me. So some of the things that came up were Pokemon. And I was like, yes, squirrels and campfires. So if that's you, it was one of your inner kids, okay? And then I said, okay, well, what do we want to do in the rainbow dimension? And they asked if they could go on a picnic. And I said, yes, because everybody's inner kids were very tired today. I think it's because it's right after the eclipse. And so I was like, yeah, let's do a chill activity. So we all went to go sit down on this, like, really big blanket, and I made everybody lemonades. And somebody's inner kid was like, oh my God, is this rainbow lemonade? And I was like, yes. So they were super excited about that. And when everybody was sitting down and communing with one another, all of a sudden, I was kind of like, my higher self stayed there, but I was taken out of the rainbow dimension for a moment, and I started seeing a lot of people's past memories, just random things over and over and over again. Not the same memories, but just connecting into everybody's memory banks. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And the collective higher self of all of us was saying that some of us have fragmented memories, and a lot of times that comes from PTSD and trauma in our inner children trying to repress certain things so we don't have to experience them again. The only thing is sometimes they'll hide the negative ones, and they'll also hide the positive ones because that's what I was seeing was a lot of positive memories, but not the full totality of them. And so the collective higher self said we needed to work in this area with everybody. So then I went into the collective's neural network in our brains, and it was really interesting because it was everybody's there together as one. And I don't know if you've ever seen a room that has supercomputers in it. It's like all of these modems. I'm trying to remember if there was a movie I've seen that in before. But you know, like the big black boxes, but they're all connected with each other. Well, that's what I was saying. A lot of them were short-circuiting, like having zaps, and that's representative of what the higher self was saying of like these fragmented memories. And I said, okay, what can we do here to help get the chi flow going correctly? Okay, and help rebuild some of these networking patterns. And all of a sudden these ants started coming forward, like so many ants, okay, like the bugs. And they were like etheric, energetic ants, okay? And they started going into the computers, and basically what they were doing is they were going to clear out everyone's neural networking, much like you can with your meridian lines. But the reason that it was a neural networking is because there's been like crystalline energy from PTSD and trauma that has blocked up the pathways up here, opposed to in our meridian lines in our bodies. I mean, they're in your brain too, but just different type of healing. Okay. So one of the inner kids could perceive where I was at, and she said, can they be rainbow ants? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And then it made sense why the ants were coming forward, because somebody's inner child sent the ants from the picnic. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. That's a very funny joke. But they turned into this very translucent rainbow energy, and then they started working on everybody. I thank them very much. I don't know if you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's a Marvel movie, but the ants are helpers for Ant-Man. Right? And so it was kind of giving that energy as well. And then after we were done with that part, all of a sudden Isis showed up, but not necessarily her. It was more of a symbol of her. And she has this famous depiction of her where she has her wings together. This looks odd. The camera with her wings together. And so she moved them like this so I could see through them. And what was on the other side was Ireland. I was like, okay. And so we all as a collective group went there. I was like, what are we doing here? And people's inner children were saying, oh, like the rainbow or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all are so funny today. Y'all are taking all these things that are associated with rainbows. But the pot of gold was also representative of prosperity and abundance. It was giving very much like leprechaun energy. And so they loved that. It was very luscious and green there. It brought us a lot of grounding energy for everybody. And then we went to a waterfall in Ireland. And instead of it being water, it was actually rainbow light energy. And so all of the kids got into the pool of rainbow light. And when they stepped out, I don't know if you've ever seen skin paint, where people can put like designs all over their body, but it was just rainbows all over us. And they started not necessarily like tribal dancing, but it was just very much that earthy type of celebration. And we were all stomping our feet together. And it was funny because the song from The Lion King, I Just Want to Be King, started playing, because parts of that song there's some really loud stomps, like the elephants are stomping, and so that's what the kids were channeling, and just sending all of that good energy into Mother Gaia, or just releasing any heaviness that they may have been experiencing over these past couple of days with the eclipse. And so I just want you to imagine all these beautiful little children with their rainbow paint all over them, and just having such a good time, and being outside and enjoying nature. And I just, that was such a great journey because they were being so silly with the ants and the pot of gold and the leprechauns. So I was like, I'm all here for it. Okay. But they had a great time, and I had a great time with them too. And I want to thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this adventure and the story that your inner children took us on today.